In Scripture, we hear these words repeated over and over to the men that Jesus chose to speak them to. They did not aspire to follow Jesus. They did not plan this vocation. They heard a call from a man who invited them to a new challenge, and without delay, they followed. Today, young men and women spend a long time in discernment. This was not so in the early ages. They heard the call from Jesus, and they listened, and they followed him, trusting in the grace of the unknown. I believe my call was very much the same, in that I did not do a lot of discernment. Let me tell you my story. I was born on Wednesday, April 3rd, 1929. My mother, Helen Jane Harvey, was 19, and she had 4 siblings. Dad, Leo Francis Wallace, was 21 and was the oldest of 5 siblings. Dad's family lived on a farm in Creston, Iowa, and Mother's family lived in town, and Grandpa Harvey ran an ice cream parlor. When I was 2.5 years old, my mother and newborn baby brother took a journey into eternity. It was on December 6, 1931. Suddenly, Dad and I were alone in the family. And there is a picture of us about that time. When I asked where they were, I was told they went to heaven, and that someday, if I was a good little girl, I also could go to heaven. I lived on the farm with Dad and my grandparent Wallace until I was of school age. My dad was beginning to work on the CB&Q Railroad. Dad felt it was time to marry again, and he met a woman who was not a Catholic, and he insisted she become one, and so she did. The marriage lasted until I was about 10 years old. I was then put in a boarding school in Nauvoo, Illinois. The Benedictine sisters were warm and loving ladies, and I admired them, and I admired the work that they did. During my senior year, we had a retreat for the girls, and during those days we were told we could go and visit the priest and talk about what we were going to do after we graduated. During my visit, the priest asked me what I would be doing with my young life of 18. And I told him I thought I would be a nun. He asked me if I would enter the community where I had attended school, and I told him, oh no, that I felt I should go away to another Benedictine community because that would be a greater sacrifice. He smiled, nodded his head, and told me I should follow my heart, but his advice would be for me to enter where they had put up with me. Imagine, not knowing me, he could see the mischief in my brown eyes. And in my day, you did not go into the process of discernment. And I simply smiled and replied, okay. So I graduated in June of 1947 and I entered St. Mary's Convent on August 15th, 1947, the Feast of the Blessed Mother. I was being called to serve God, but I did not understand this at the age of 18, nor did I have any idea what I really was doing. I did not want to go to college, and I was so naive that I did not realize I'd be in college most of my life in the convent. I did not think the thought that some girls think today. Some come with the idea that if I don't like it, I'll leave, and if I like it, I'll stay. I just thought, this is what I'm going to do. I heard the call of Jesus, and I followed. I strongly believe that my mother interceded for me in heaven. Although I was loved and well cared for, I had a lonely life without Mom, and as a child got into some bad habits and very mischievous ways. I can't say I felt like I was yearning for God, but I can say that I yearned to be good. I was told I was naughty enough times, and I just wanted to be called a good girl. In the summers of my high school years and days, I went to daily mass and often to confession, because that's what good girls did. So I do believe I was searching in my own way, but was confused and desiring to be more than I thought I was. I did not feel worthy to be a sister, but I believed God loved me no matter what. So I would say to all my readers and to all who are searching on your journey to God, please come and see and give it a try. God has promised us 100-fold, and I have found this to be very true. You are not choosing God, but God is choosing you. Every vocation in life, to any ministry, has its ups and downs. Some people feel they are not worthy, but who is worthy? No one is truly worthy. That is why Jesus died for us sinners. I would say to you, believe in your unworthiness and give it to God, and He will turn your unworthiness into a blessing. God has work He wishes for you to do for Him and through Him. Today, God calls to you, come and see, follow me.